So I have here, this came in on this Friday afternoon. We had a one on Friday, didn't we? So there's only a couple from Friday afternoon. Or then you guys sent a bunch this morning, so looks like we'll just be doing these emails again. So what do we have here? We have the pound sterling. I'll put it in a plan of action. Check the charts. Pound CAD, pound yen, the split is 0.25 since there's 2.5 in the pound. Okay. Also attach my demo accounts. Okay. That's that your journal, is it? Pound 4 hour. Oh, look at this. Mate, I won't be. I'm only here for the boot camp, for the webinar, and then I've got to go. So I won't be here for this course this afternoon, whatever that is. 4 hour. That's not the 4 hour. That's the daily. It says up here daily. 0.5%. Watching pound yen. So this is the 4 hour. Okay. Yeah, you're getting that divergence there. Upswing trend line, break and retest. Yeah. Look, I prefer the daily on this one. It's a little more safe, and I prefer us getting into the concept of jumping in on something that's already trending, like this dollar yen. We've got this trend going on using the 4 hour cyclicity. So we'll get this little cycle above the 50 EMA on the 4 hour, and there's a potential trade. Obviously, a couple of bars to go, but there might be a potential trade here on the 4 hour once the trend is established, rather than trying to front run, entries on something like the pound here. Front run entries, it's I think pretty dangerous. Can work, but you really need to have that strong setup on the daily for that to work for us, and this wasn't the strongest kind of setup on the daily. Of course here might have been, but here no. Okay, this one came in Friday afternoon. Pound CAD daily long trade. Cycling higher with higher highs, chased to the fib. Have you got the chart here? You don't? Okay, I'll go and have a look at it. We have pound CAD news today. RSI convergence on daily, but divergence on the 4 hour. Stochastic oversold on daily. 20 EMA support was horizontal support by a higher high and a higher low. Doji. Day was low test, low. Today is bar 4. Okay. I think this one is still in phase 2. It might have finished by now. There does seem to be a bit of a support line here. There is a ring low there. You get another lower high, lower less low test. And 4 hours just going sideways. And so is the daily. Has it done a full retracement? On the fib, you could say that yes, it's at coming back to the 50. If you go from there, if we come back to sort of down here, we're nowhere near it. There, it's the 302. But off this move here, yeah, you could say the 50 is offering us support as well. If that's your argument, those who are short, such as myself, your stop should be just above the high of that bar. I don't even have MetaTrader on this, so I can't show you, but yeah, your stop should be above this bar here, at around 81.62 or something like that. Okay. Pound CAD. I mean, this is, you make a reasonable argument for the trade. and you could certainly be looking at it. There's seems to be quite a bit of support here. Okay, this is pound CAD as well. Your stop loss is in the correct position. You take profit. Well, you would have hit it, but your take profit should be down here. Not sure why your TP is here. But your take profit should be at the 50 EMA. Target reviews at the 71.7 appears to have no support, perhaps another aberration of V-signal, which I no longer use. This was your target. Yeah. Okay, so you're scaling out of the trade. Look, even if you took profit, which you would have on Friday, would have taken you out. Or if you're under this bar here, yeah, would have taken you out. So you would have locked in profit. So that's all good. HSBC. HSBC. What have you said? A bank account with Hong Kong and a daily FX focus on their website. Cool. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bullish. Renminbi bullish. Neutral, bearish. Okay, I agree with them all there, except for perhaps the Kiwi. Hovering the highs. Near-term trading range 80 to 83. Investors may consider buying Kiwi on dips around 81 and prepare for future rate hikes. Good luck. What do you use instead of eSignal? Very grumpy with eSignal. Well, I would use, you've got an FXCM account, I'd use them. DailyFX.com, you can use that website. It's got all the tools that you need. Or you can just use MetaTrader. You come into here, free Forex charts. This one, the power charts, you can save, so it's you can save it. So every time you come back to it, it's all still there. Just on this technical analysis email that the gentleman sent in, what are your thoughts about using this kind of information? I think it's fabulous. You can have an paralysis by over-analysis, but the more information you've got, generally the stronger the opinion you can have. Just be aware that this is obviously all versus Hong Kong dollar mostly, and the information will be mostly sort of China, Hong Kong affected. So just be aware of that. Pound Hong Kong, it does have the US dollar there, but yeah, I think it's good, mate. Go for it. It certainly should be able to help. So here you can save your workspaces, and every time you come back in, they'll be there. You pop it open, and it opens as a separate web page like this. You go to new, change it to whatever you want. You can have several workspaces. Yeah. So that's something you can use. You can take the color out and do bar charts, all that sort of stuff. Change to the bars. There's your bar chart, and take the color out, and it's effectively all the same thing. And you've got your Fibonacci's there. You can put in your studies, which is all these RSI, change it to 6. Yep. There's your RSI. Yeah, so it's all there. Yeah. Change that to pound. There you go. All looking pretty good. Put your moving averages on. CBA reports are more wrong than right. Hope HSBC is better. Yeah, you'd have to obviously have a bank account with HSBC to get the information, but HSBC is probably a bit better than come here, you. Where'd you go? HSBC would be better than Hong Kong. Commonwealth. Absolutely. Workspace, so every time I come back to this web page, it'll have that workspace saved there. So that's what I would use, that or just use good old MetaTrader. All right, Aussie Kiwi trend continuation. Everybody's been looking for this one. What do we got here? Big sell-off there. Lower highs, yes. Yep. Below, yes. Finding resistance, horizontal resistance, fib resistance. Yep. Place stop loss above trend line. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Old support trend line becomes resistance. Okay. How's it looking? Is it still? Looks a little different to yours. Yours looks massive. But yeah. Trend line. Don't know where you got your trend line from. Yeah, all looking pretty good. To be going short again. So, fib resistance 50, target price just below the 1.618. Cool. Risk reward is 1.327. Risk and pips 176, 575. Cool. That's fabulous. You might want to, just with that, the one concern I would have with this trade is that we are down here. This is not all-time lows, but it's not far from it. Going back to the 80s, you got that low there. Yeah. Are we going to get back to below that? So I'd be very keen to watch price action here when it gets here. Yeah. So that's at 148. So just be monitoring that, okay? Euro, Aussie. 3 setups with the same currency. You're all Aussie, okay? Aussie. High above 50. It's getting close. Support, RSI convergence, yeah. Bullish price action, yes. Fib support. Well, you can't, as a double bottom, you can't say you've got fib support. That's just a double bottom, unless you do your fib from a different position. Yeah, unless you do your fib from there. And then you got the 50. This is just a double bottom, really, and that's pretty strong horizontal if you look at it from that point of view. Yeah. So that's That's all pretty good. Risk reward 214, lot size 11. Yep, fabulous. Pound Aussie you're looking at. Fib. No, that's wrong. You're doing your fib from there to there. That doesn't mean it's got support. It's very wrong. Very wrong indeed. Okay. You've got to say your fib is from there to there. Yep. From there to there. And so you've got the 786. Well, you can also go to the here and say you got the 50. But from there to there is 786. Drawing this, unless you're doing the looking for extensions by drawing that, and you're taking these out, you know, and looking at your extensions, yeah, up here. Yeah, so that doesn't make sense. So be careful where you're drawing your fibs from, okay? RSI hidden divergence, yeah. Someone says hidden divergence on this. Yes, you got that there. You got that there. Yeah, absolutely. That's bullish hidden divergence. Okay, good pickup. Aussie Kiwi. Again, what's this fib, mate? This doesn't mean jack. Your fib should be from the last time it was at its 50, which is here, yeah, that to there. Okay, so there's your cycle, and that's drawing the previous phase one to see the resistance for the new phase one. So just got to be careful on what you're drawing, because you're giving this a point, and it's no point whatsoever. Horizontal, which you don't have on there, at 86.1. Well, I think there is a horizontal there, somewhere around there. Yeah, that low there. So there's a bit of a horizontal there, but you haven't put it on your chart. So it's easier if you put it on there. So when you come back and review, okay, you got the figure there, which is all right. But if you have it there visually, it's easier to see what you're actually trying to do when you go back for review. Okay. Would you go Aussie Swiss over Aussie Kiwi? They are both near to filling. Well, Aussie Kiwi, you should have been filled, wouldn't it? Unless you're waiting for under this bar here and going in today. And compare that to the Aussie Swiss. Well, in terms of risk reward, this might be better, the Aussie Swiss. You know, you don't have that massive support line that the Aussie Kiwi has. So that one's looking potentially okay. The pound Aussie, you're probably in already, as you suggest. And the Euro Aussie was borderline if you got in as well. But Aussie Swiss, certainly with this massive support here in the Aussie Kiwi, your risk reward would be less than what you potentially have on the Aussie Swiss. Right. Have I done the wrong thing with the aggressive stop? 3 out of the last 4 days have found support above my stop. I've done with the aggressive stop. Feel safe and aggressive stop on entry. So you stop there. Look, having a stop underneath that, I think you've got these 3 lows here, 1, 2, 3. I can see what you're suggesting, but surely this would be stronger, having doubles. You have a look at it. And what are we talking in terms of pips? We've got this blue line here, there's a high there, there's even potentially a high there, a couple of lows here. Surely if you went, by adding just a minor amount of, it's 116 pips, you're better protected. That's the way I would approach it, because here, what do you risk? 0.5%. You're getting a better lot size by having a 128 pip instead of 230 pip, but you're also increasing the probability of being, because you're closer to the market. Yep, bullish chart pattern, double bottom. Okay, yeah, that's good. Other than having your stop here, I'd have it under here. Okay, this all looks good. There's bullish hidden divergence, trendline support. Really? Pound Aussie trendline support. I don't necessarily see the trendline support. Yeah, cutting these bottoms off to get that, I think, is just trying to fit it in. But fib support, you've gone from there, which is good. No levels of resistance, fib support, bullish price action above finding support of moving average. That's all very good. Pound Swiss. Your stop should be under here. That's where your stop is, the red line. That's where you should have, not under the 61.8, under there. And there's your fib. Not sure what you're trying to tell me there. That's convergence. Bullish chart pattern. Don't know what that is. Not sure why you're giving it a point. Fundamentals suggest the pound should go high. Yeah. If that's your stop, I hope that's not your target. That's your minor resistance. Trendline support, hard one to draw. Well, then don't draw it and don't give it a point, so that's good. If you bullish price action, convergence, horizontal support. I think that's dubious about horizontal support. I mean, it'll be a pretty soft one. Yeah, like that high there, it's a pretty soft support, very soft. So I think it's a bit of a weak trade. Aussie, Swiss, pound Aussie, you're all looking at the same things. That doesn't surprise me at all. There we go. Piss off. How do I get rid of that? How do I get rid of that other shit? Full screen mode. There we go. That'll do. Lower highs, lower lows. Yep. Below moving averages. Resistance, yes. Horizontal resistance, yes. RSI convergence, yep. Bearish price action, yes. Support in the way, no. Fib resistance, yes. Trendline resistance, no. Risk 1%, all good. Yep, that's what you need to be looking at. Pound Aussie. Why are you doing that to me? Yes. Horizontal support. Okay. So the hidden divergence. Yep. Bullish price action, fib support, trendline support, all good. Fabulous work. And Euro Aussie, Pound Aussie. Okay, that's showing you that's okay. I would have gone from in here somewhere on your fib. Everything as this morning looked as expected, so I placed 2 pending trades this morning. Euro Aussie long, Pound Aussie long. Charts and trade plan attached. Who's bullish Aussie? I'm not bullish Aussie. Question was with the Euro Aussie, Pound Aussie, Aussie Swiss, even the Aussie dollar to a certain extent, are all sort of setting up at the same time, and Aussie Kiwi. Are we bullish Aussie? No, I'm not bullish Aussie. I think there's more of the downside fundamentally. And it can be bullish against the US, but bearish against other pairs. That's okay. HSBC chart was bullish Aussie. Okay. Well, HSBC chart, yep. Well, HSBC can be bullish Aussie. That's good for them. Aussie Swiss Euro Aussie is the same trade. Yes. It is effectively the same trade. You are correct on that. So due to portfolio risk, I did not take the Aussie Swiss trade. Good. Moved stops on existing trades to reduce the risk on your capital. That's fabulous. Sticking strictly to my trade management. Good. Yep. Your Pound Aussie analysis. Yep. And this tells me your checklist. Monday, yeah, all the Aussies. Tuesday, dollar sing. Okay. possible uptrend rather than ring high. EMAs are wrong. Cool. Leave pending trade. Good. Mate, that's good. I love this shit. It's fabulous. And Aussie CAD, I haven't looked at that for a while. Let's have a look at it. Yeah. Good idea to leave that alone. Awesome. Right out. And I think this is the last one. See if you guys have sent me any more emails whilst we look at that. Bullish hidden divergence. Hang on a sec, what's going on here? Is my analysis correct? Would a 4-hour entry also be feasible today with less risk? I'm not sure why your stop loss is there. That's in the middle of friggin' nowhere, mate. And why you measured that, I don't know. Don't know what this is. Don't know what that is. Bullish hidden divergence. Don't know what that is. Don't understand this at all. Just what is not? Can you please? What is acceptable? What is not using ring highs and ring lows? Over how many bars are they still valid? I've sent you the email about the individual bar setup. You've got to be seeing. You don't want to be leaving it too late, but you've got to be seeing that momentum shifting back into positive. Ezio, I did see yours. I don't know what happened to it. What happened to yours? Oh, shit. There's a whole bunch more here. Rightio. Yeah, I just found it. Let me just go through this and I'll get to yours, mate. So, individual bar setups is, I've emailed that out. You've got to see that sentiment starting to swing, all right? Would a 4-hour entry be feasible on the pound Aussie? This is pound US, sorry. We're seeing that move now. What's the 4-hour doing? Now you've got a little ring, well, it's an engulfing bar, but yeah, you could potentially be taking this on the 4-hour now because the trend is obviously re-established into an uptrend on the daily. So this is, looking for these little swings on the 4 hours. However, what we need to be careful of is that our first trade, your initial trade, is break even, is risk-free. Okay. If you're looking to get in here, I think you're running a bit late on the trade. The trade should have been on Friday. I don't know what all this is. But if you don't have a trade, if you miss the trade, then there is a potential on the 4-hour to be looking at this after this bar. If this bar finishes a higher low, then we've got that sentiment going. And then you can be looking at, obviously, your stop would be under here and your entry up here somewhere. You're looking at a 40 or 50 pip stop. And I wouldn't be necessarily risking 1% on that. This is not a very strong cycle. I'd go with 0.5% and then go into the next cycle with a full 1%. But if you're already in this on the daily, your stop is not at break even yet, so you can't be looking at adding the 4 hour. Does that make sense? Please clarify selling zone from the fib. Well, if I'm looking at getting a risk reward ratio onto this, you're looking at your stop being there and your profit being somewhere around here. Yeah. So you're looking at 100 pip stop and a potential 560 pip target if you're hitting the 1.618. Yeah. You got 120 pip stop. Cool. 313 pip target. Because you see resistance on the monthly chart at around 67. There. Is it? Or there? Oh, that there? Yeah, that could be possible. We'll see what happens to price action when it gets up there. Well, that's the way I would target it. You don't have a target on. You could put a target there, but generally you're just following price action. But that's the area you're looking to sell, no doubt. If you're already in the daily one, you consider an additional 4 hour entry once your stop loss is at break even on the daily. We got in and we've had one buyer bar. If today's buyer bar is a good buyer bar and it's or a higher low with a buyer bar, you could get your stop to break even and then be looking at the cyclicity on the 4 hour. Okay. Right, where's that other email? I had a couple missing, so there's exposure 2%, 1%, 3%, 1%, 1%. Cool. Total risk 4%. 3.5% current drawdown. Shouldn't that be 4.43 if your current drawdown is 0.5% and you're risking another 4%? Wouldn't that be 4.5 rather than 3.5? Not in drawdown. Really? If you're down 0.5%, you lose another 4%. I would have thought you're down 4.5%. But you. So you're actually up 0.5%. Your account is positive 0.5%. Okay. All right. So you got a positive 0.5%, and if you lose, yeah, well then that makes sense, right? Daily correlation. What the hell is going on here? Oh, is that thing? Yeah, if it's minus an 80, it's highly correlated. Or positive 80 is highly correlated. Minus, it's negative. That's the opposite effect. Okay. Pound Aussie. Dun, dun, dun. Hidden divergence even from across here, not only just there. That's good. Higher highs, bullish price action, price above. Well, you could probably say yes because we're closed right on it, and today it is. Finding support, RSI convergence, fib retracement, trend line support. Yep, all good. And this is Aussie Swiss or Euro Aussie upside down, the target area. Nice little cosmic circle going on there, mate. Um, so that's scored 8. Nice. Risking 1%. Cool. Right, all good. Fabulous stuff. I like to see good analysis. What's this? Pound itself. It's shown there. Those 3 bars. A little reversal divergence, is it? RSI divergence. Yeah, okay. Cool. Target is there. Nice. Are you in the trade, or were you looking at getting in here? Your entry is 64.20. Okay, you're looking to probably missed the trade because didn't want to take the non-farm payroll at risk. 10 out of 10. Doji, so not good enough as a bullish price action. Okay. It was a higher high and a higher low though. That's why I went in with 0.5% and added another, looking to add another 0.5%. Okay. What else? There's a couple more here. Oh no, that's yours. Warning, these charts are in colour. I grew up with a black and white TV. Oh dear. 8 out of 10, no trend line, no hidden divergence. No? Looks a little higher from there to there. From that high to there. And on the same bar, you've got this high and across to there. Yeah. That's not divergence, that's convergence. Stupid me. Yeah, okay. Right. Okay, so you're right. I'm wrong. Your stops there, your entries there. Potential. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Yep. Good. As you're probably aware, everybody's looking at the same ones. And if you're looking at this one here, you've got more than marginal. And you've got 3 Aussie trades on, so to be aware of that. Yeah, nice little trend line support there. Scores 10 out of 10. Go. Yeah, well, mate, remember back here, I can't remember when we were discussing it. Was it there? No, it was way back earlier. It was last year, wasn't it? It was way back here, wasn't it? We were talking about this one. Go, baby, go. Gone, baby, gone. $2 is your target. There should be a bit of resistance around there, you would have think. Nice round number. Yeah. That'd be potential target, 1,700 pips. Go, baby. You're still there? You're gone quiet on me. Yeah, good. Fabulous. You're all awake. Okay. Where was I? What do we got? Euro, dollar. Euro monthly, Euro weekly, Euro daily. I've taken on board your comments about the Euro. If you take longer time frames and draw a few trend lines, I think it shows some interesting patterns. Could we please get your views on these patterns? It makes the Euro quite confusing because some of its pairs show some good long entry signals. Yeah, look, the Euro US I think is going nowhere fast, but on the daily, but against other pairs it could be. What's this? That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, there's nothing. What about all this information that's happened underneath it? Was this trend line previous before it? So I'd discount that trend line. I'll be looking at joining that and seeing where it's at. This trend line, yeah, lower highs, you got a higher low here, so that potentially makes it busts it up. And then we look at the weekly. Yeah, that's that there again. Nice touch of it. True. And then the daily. Again, so it might be just me, but there's no point cutting through a trend line if it, has all this shit underneath it. So if I was to draw trend lines on this euro dollar, I would start on the monthly. Yeah, that's fair enough. If I take that out. Be drawing trend lines. You got that there. Yes, this one's obvious. That one there. And then probably draw that one across there like that. And yeah, you've now got an asymmetric triangle. If we look back even further, you could have that going across there like that. It's lovely. It's fun drawing trend lines. It's like going back to art class back at high school. But do they mean anything? There's another thing. That's friggin' fabulous time to have this. If it's for real. I can't do much about the fire drill, guys. I'm not going to leave you guys. Oh, you are kidding me. I'll be here. If you guys can put up with the noise, I'll be here. I'll be up with you shortly. Rightio. Yeah. Yeah, panic. So that's trend lines. Quite literally, the horizontals. Throw them in as well. Yeah. Okay, I'm being told to go now. I'll have to see you. I'll have to. I'll cover the rest of them next week. Sorry, Wednesday. Right out. The ones I've missed today, I'll cover on Wednesday. And yeah, cheers, guys. Sorry about this.